I was going to get out my 2017 Inktober, which is this one, and I thought, well, I still have some blank pages at the back of this. I'll just work on these. And so when I went to my video to find out what was my last day, because I couldn't remember, I saw the video that I did the flip of this in, which was some library books that I'd purchased, and I cleared those library books off of my work area. I remembered where my 2018 Inktober journal was. It was with those library books. So I am going to go in and work on as many as I can. I don't know if I'll get them finished by the end of October. I may do 2 or 3 in a day just to go ahead and finish up. But what I thought I would do is see if I've improved any by doing one of the pictures. And I'm going to redo this one. This is one that I did on October 5th of 2017. And here's the photograph. This is just a photograph in my collection of this little gal holding her dolly. Now, I am not unhappy with this. I'm not unhappy with it at all. But let's just see how it sketches out a year from now. A year and 20 days. So I'm just going to get busy and work on that. I may go into fast forward. I don't know. We'll see how this video goes. I have my little phone over here. I'm doing an unlisted live stream. And I like doing that for this type of project because it eliminates so much of the editing process. I'm just thrilled with doing these projects this way. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on this, looking at this photo the same way that I looked at it last year. It's a tiny photo, so let's just see what happens here. Let's see how I interpret it this year. I need to sit down, get situated here. Now I do have my gold screen printing, Speedball screen printing ink, because in 2017 I did use that ink on these pages. So I'm going to do the same type of thing, but let's just see how I sketch this year. And I think I'm going to, this year, hold this like this. And I'm going to have to hold it pretty well up so that I can see what I'm doing. And it will be interesting to go back and look at this video and see where I started. Now she's holding a little dolly here, which I think is a little black doll. I can't tell. Interesting photograph. So, but I'm going to start with her hat up here. And one thing that I do like to do when I'm doing these photos is look at it for just a little bit and describe it to myself. Now she's looking down. She's looking down at her dolly, or at least toward the ground. I don't know if she's really looking at her dolly, but if she is, her head's angled down. She's got a stocking hat on, just a little of her hair is showing. Her hands might be interesting to sketch. Her hands are interesting. This hand looks so much bigger. That's probably a photographic thing. I wish you could see that. I may skip that hand. So let's see if I can get her head angled down. So that means her eyes would be looking down this way. And you can't see her eyes because they're closed. And she's got her eyebrow, her eyes almost come to her eyebrow. I really do wish that I could see this enlarged. But the way my setup is here, and as I'm doing it live, it's a little bit harder to do that for me. I need 10 cameras or a scanner, and I just don't have all that right now. So she's looking down, and her nose, she's got a little tiny nose. And her lips are right in here. And she is kind of smiling. And then the head of her doll covers up her chin. So, and of course it's much smaller than her head. So I'm just going to make a little doll head here. And I can see the ear off to the side. And of course the eyes are so tiny that I can hardly see them on that photograph. Now she's got a winter coat on. And so it will go like that. And like this. And then the little dolly has a dress kind of coming out like that. And her hands are holding the dolly. Now I'm kind of verbalizing as I'm sketching so that you can hear what I'm seeing or what I think I'm seeing. The hands are something I need to work on too, but these hands are so tiny small that it's really hard to see. So I'm just going to make some little fingers in here. And her hand comes just about like that, I believe. Oh, that's way too small. That could be the doll hand. Oh, that wasn't improved at all. Oh dear. That didn't work at all. I could tell that's out of proportion right there. Let's fix that. I could probably come in with water there, but her coat kind of comes in here. So, all right, the hand, I don't know if I've improved any. This hand looks much smaller than this hand, but let's see, and her coat really covers up most of this. And it's a sleeve like that. And now I've got her almost, I'm happy with her face. But she's awfully small on this page. Let's finish the dolly here. The little dolly dress. Let's put her other hand in here. I can see her thumb. Oh, I'm not happy with her hand at all. Her hand comes out this way and that way. So hands, make note, hands. We need to work on hands. I think I dwell a lot on the eyes, and that's probably why I do good on them. All right. I am very unhappy with this hand. That maybe I'll just... And the little dolly has little feet. We're just going to put some little representations of feet in here, the little doll feet. And then we're going to let her coat kind of come down, and I'll just let it angle off this way. And this will be the sleeve of her other coat. Not totally unhappy with it. I am not totally unhappy with it, but the question is, did I improve any? We will see. Now I'm doing this with ink mostly. My watercolors, I left them out in the car because I went urban sketching. So my watercolors are out in the car, so this is going to be an ink drawing for sure. And when I sketch, I put in a lot of dark lines here, which is probably a pretty good thing. Let's just put some more dark lines in here. She's got a lot of dark lines. And for me, this filling in with dark lines, I don't pay too much attention to the direction of it. I'm mainly just putting in ink color because I will go back in with my water brush. She does have a lighter cap on here, and her face is angled down. I think I've got that pretty good. I might need to make that a little different, but let's fill this in. And as I said, my pen's running out of ink. Do I have, let's change. This is an R2 ink pen, but I'm using up the ink. This is a gel pen I got at the Dollar General, and this one I got at Dollar Tree. But they're both water soluble, but I'm going for darker ink. I'm losing my ink in here. And I'm just putting in the lines really fast. I want this area to all be dark, except for the little dolly. And her face is in a little bit of shadow. But the question is, did I improve any? Well, I know I didn't with the hands, but I'm not sure I even attempted the hands last year. So if you didn't attempt it, how are you going to improve? So I'm just going to take my brush and see if I can't move some of this ink. And this is just a fast sketch. I might do her again to see if I can improve those hands. Let's just put them in. Let's just put them in shadow here. And her face kind of looks down this way. And I'm not really sure that I did all that great with the face, that I will just compare it and see if it looks any different from last year's. the cheek kind of comes down this way. Now I don't want her to have a, I want her to be in shadow, but I don't want her to look like she's having a mustache either. So let's give her a little dolly face here. Let's shade in the stocking cap. There. Now the little dolly, I'm going to give it a little doll lip here. Whoops, that's enough. That's one thing with drawing with the water-soluble ink pen. If you touch your ink into wet area, it will bleed through. Her hand isn't too bad once I've gone in and darkened this area a little. Now let's get out the gold paint. This is going to be a fast sketch, but we're going to compare it to what I did last year. I'm not saying that it's going to be any better. Oh, this is not the ink that I want. This is not the ink that I want. Let's reach over and get... Sometimes it's a little hard to open. That's because I don't clean off my lid as much as I should. Let's just start with some watered down gold in the background. And I'm going to carry it over maybe a little. And the object is to keep drawing, keep improving, keep saying, this is where I need to improve. Like I saw those hands right away and I said, oh no. Just do a little drawing every day. I'm going to give this dolly a little gold. Alrighty, doesn't have to have a lot. You know, I might sketch this little one several times yet before the end of the month. Especially the hands. I might enlarge those. See if I can't improve on. Or even get another photograph that has larger hands. Now I want to dry this off. Get my heat gun out. So I will say heat gun alert. Doesn't take long. Good. I like to put a black border around this. Sometimes drawing on this gold screen printing ink is not the best thing for, especially when it's still wet, for a felt tip pen, but you get the idea. Yeah, let's go ahead and sign it. I think I'll sign it with my Sharpie pen. Let's sign it here, balance it out a little. Now I'm going to sign this October 16th to keep it in line with the other days. It's really the 25th today. But I couldn't find my book. I thought I lost my book. So let's go ahead and open up 2017 again. And let's compare the two. I don't like comparing myself, especially to other people, but sometimes it's a good thing to look back on your art and see if you've done any better. I might do this for some more. I gotta find her in here. Where did I do her? This was my mother when she was a little girl. I love this one. Maybe I'll do her again. I'll have to find that photograph. Let's see. What did I do with her? Here she is. All right. So you know what? I actually like the doll better here. This page is actually larger, but the page is wider. The page is more narrow here. But I've made her bigger, but look at her hands. Look how I did her hands. This hand is this hand is just as crazy as this. I actually do think I did a better hand here than I did here, but I did a better hand here than I did there. I think I did much better on the doll, so I don't think I've improved any on the doll, mostly because it was wet. The background, I've got a lot of lines in the background. The background here is gold. There's gold on here, but it's very much a wash. I like her face better. Even though this face is wider and more distinct, I see the white in her eyes. Let's hold up the faces. See the white in her eye, or in her left eye? I like that. She seems more real in this one to me. As far as the lips and the mouth, I think they're just about the same. The nose is probably about the same. I think I like the stocking cap a little bit better here. She seems bigger to me here. And she seems more like a little girl to me here. So, I wouldn't call one any better than the other one. It's just, you need to keep practicing. Practice, practice, practice. I might do her again and try to enlarge, make her a little larger. But then again, I might not either. I may just move on. This has been an interesting experience for me. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow morning.